This is on-nomi, a great new idea out of Japan. Online drinks with your friends when you can't be with them in person. Cheers. Hello everyone, it's Andy here from Precision Hydration once again with another on-nomi, online drinks with one of our long-term ambassador athletes today. It's Emma Pallant. How are you doing, Emma?
Hey, yeah, really good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks. What have you got there? Looks like a hot drink.
Yes, it is, because it's actually quite chilly here. But it's tea without the tea bag. So just hot milk, really.
Hot milk, nice, cool. Well, it is actually bizarrely. You're in South Africa, in Johannesburg, where normally we would think of it being hot. I'm in the UK, where normally it'd be cold. It's about 21 degrees out here at the moment, which is phenomenal. So, what kind of temperature is it with you?
Super jealous. So when we were riding this morning, I think it was like we started out. We can only exercise between 6 and 9, so we started out quite early, and I think it was just a couple of degrees. But then again, like in the sun, but these houses are made for the hot weather of the summer, so yeah, it's chilly inside.
Yeah, and is it a bit colder as well because you're up at altitude? You're up at about 1,500 meters, I think, or something like that. Does that make it a bit cooler than normal?
Yeah, definitely. So Jared's parents are down in Durban. That's definitely warmer than here, but the nights and the mornings are super chilly. I think because we're at altitude.
Yeah, but I guess recently that hasn't affected you too much because you guys, as I understand it, have been pretty confined to indoor training until very recently.
Yeah, we have. It was I think it's been a week and a half now. We've been allowed to exercise 6 till 9. But the first 5 weeks was like a proper lockdown. Like no one could go out to walk their dogs or anything. You could literally just go in the car to go to the shops and then back. So yeah, we definitely are loving our fix of fresh air. We'll often kind of train early because it doesn't get about 7.
Yeah.
So we'll do an early morning session, like super early in the garage, and then just go for a stroll kind of 8 till 9 just to grab a coffee and get some fresh air. Yeah.
And have you been using that outdoor time mainly to bike or to run at the moment?
Yeah, so mainly to bike because I was a little bit worried about like my handling skills. So we've just been taking the gravel bikes out and dressing up super warm and getting out into the landscape. You're only allowed out still within a 5k radius, so it kind of confines a little bit where we can go, but got our masks on and just laps and laps.
Yeah. And have you got some gravel around there? Have you got some sort of trails and things you can get onto?
Yeah, the off-road is pretty good. Like, to be honest, I didn't realize how good, like we're only exploring really now, but yeah, there's some really nice trails that go on kind of and just intertwine a lot. So yeah, we can just do loads and loads of ground without moving pretty much from a large space, which is good. We're looking forward to venturing out a little bit more.
Yeah. I've actually found the same. We're allowed to go a little bit further afield, I think, if we want to in the UK, especially now. But I've been mainly just exploring my local area. I got my gravel bike out, which hasn't seen any action for years and years, and went exploring in the New Forest, and it's actually been really cool. And you get a pretty hard workout when it's not the sort of smooth tarmac. You know, the hills especially are like a real grind.
Yeah, definitely. So I've never really done off-road biking. Like we only got the bike at the end of last year. And I didn't realize that actually, because if you're a bit unsure about the ground, normally you back off a little bit, but you actually have to pedal harder to get up the like little bumps and over the rocks and stuff. So it's improving skills.
What's Jared's skills like on the off-road? Has he been teaching you or have you been teaching him?
Yeah, he's annoyingly good. And he does under pressure. I'll be like, can you just go ahead and I'll follow you? But he's like, no, he'll sit behind me and be like, go, pedal.
Yeah. So Jared's obviously a pro triathlete as well, and as well as being your fiance and at the moment your training partner. I guess in many respects you've been lucky in lockdown to be in that scenario where you've had someone to spar with and train with. Is that what you've been doing most of the time?
Yeah, I think I always say lucky for me and unlucky for him, because he's very much more of a sensible trainer, and yeah, I'm super competitive, and I love that. Like, I just want us to go at it, and we'll jump on Zwift for a steady ride, and yeah, ride steady. Unless we put that little cord on, yeah, he'll just be like, okay, see you later.
Yeah, he's letting you go.
Yeah, especially for the hustles. Like, we've done team time trials, and then it's been really good fun. So
yeah, very good. And I saw that you've actually been racing quite a bit on Zwift, and you've done the IRONMAN VR race not too long ago, and you've actually been doing brilliantly well. I think you won. Did you win the Ironman race? And you've had a few podiums in the Zwift.
Yeah, and they're so hard. Like, I haven't been on any of these platforms before. We literally discovered it in lockdown, and but it's so much fun. It is like my watts and my heart rate have gone to a place, like, I naturally have quite a low heart rate, but I've seen numbers, I haven't got up to before. And just because you know that if you're dropped from that group, like, you're gone, like, you're out of the race, and you're just you can hurt to another level. So I've been really enjoying it, and pretty much racing every week.
Yeah, well, I know that triathletes who watch this stuff are real kind of wattage and power geeks and that sort of thing. Give us an idea of what kind of wattages you're having to hold to stay in the pack in those Zwift races, and even to be up on the podium.
Yeah, so I think for probably one of my best races, I saw it at its highest was about 291 watts for 30 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Which is definitely,
because you don't weigh much, do you? You're pretty light. What do you roughly weigh in kilos?
Yeah, so again, I haven't weighed myself since I was a runner, so that's been a new thing as well. And but I thought it would fluctuate quite a lot, but it's been the same, like 59.2, 59.3 every week. So some big 290 is a big number to be holding for 30 minutes. Yeah, fantastic stuff. What would be your tips then, as someone who's come as a Zwift novice, and now you're winning some races or getting up there in some races? What have been the top tips that you've learned that you could pass on to someone who's not really tried it yet to get the best out of themselves? Yeah, so first of all, like, experience helps. So obviously the more levels you get up on Zwift, kind of the more miles and things you do on it, then you can get fancier equipment. But in actual races themselves, what I learned, like, super fast was that you need a good warm up. So you pretty much have to be ready to go for the first minute of the race. So even just before the race, so I start doing my effort about 5-10 seconds before the race goes off. I start just like pummeling it, getting it as high watts as I can, because if you miss start, then you're out of the group. So and drafting is quite a big effect on there. So I just think, just do a good warm up, and then be prepared to go. It's literally the first bit where you have to go kind of out of your skin, and then it settles, and things can be a bit more. I'm a bit edgy. Like, Jared's quite good at, he'll be like, okay, I can sit at the back of the group, whereas I'm quite edgy on it. Like, I don't want to drop people, so I always tend to have to push a little bit more because I'm up at the front, but that's my safety net. So if you're worried about kind of other people dropping off and then you'll fall off, just keeping a little bit closer up at the front. That's a top tip.
A bit like it is in proper road racing and crit racing. Then don't hang around. Don't spend too much time hanging around at the back of the pack, because that's where you get spat out from. And it can literally be like 1-2 seconds of like just a little. You've got to be so concentrated, because that 1 or 2 seconds, as soon as it goes out to that, it's impossible to get back to a group. So, Emma, with training indoors, with you becoming a bit of an expert in that, you can see, actually, you might just be able to see behind me, I've got my watt bike set up there to turn my camera a little bit there in my shed here out in the garden. Nice. What have you learned? What are the sort of most important things with your indoor training setup? What have you gained from this experience in terms of setting that up to a T?
So I think for me, like, I'm a massive sweater. So my hydration and kind of bike protection being the biggest, like, I'm already rusting and whatever. So just kind of having like a fan, so that as well the sweat is actually cooling you down. and I will get through, like in a race, I try and get through a bottle an hour, like a normal kind of size bottle. Whereas, in these, like if I'm doing, say, a 3-hour ride, I can easily get through 6 bottles kind of in that. Hydration has been a massive one. And also just, I think the continuity of the training. Obviously you want a little bit of resistance kind of every now and then to jump around a bit, but I feel like that intensity, that full on for those key sessions, you can push that a little bit harder indoors.
Yeah, you definitely can, and that intensity can be a really good thing, can't it, if you're trying to push your limits up, but it can also be a bit of a double-edged sword if you overdo it. I know that I've done a few hard sessions on here, and I don't bike anywhere near as much as I used to, and I've found it just deadens my legs for the running. Then if I'm doing loads of high power intervals or whatever, I've been doing some HIIT sessions, and then even the next day I go out for a run and I feel like I've come out of T2. It's unbelievable. It's probably just a lack of fitness on my part there, rather than overtraining. It has to be said.
I think also kind of with the long rides, like you don't have to ride as long. Say you've got like a 6-hour ride that you can't do outside in your program. Like 4 or 5 hours on the indoor kind of is about that same kind of duration. You don't have to do hours and hours.
I guess it's it's quite a heavy load, isn't it, because you don't get any of that freewheeling, any of that natural relaxing and easing off. It's just straight up riding. Probably great practice for time trialing though, in many ways, because you're locked into that position.
Those kind of Bahrain, Dubai courses, perfect for the indoor trainer.
Now, I know this is a bit of a cliche question at the moment, but I need to ask it because you are definitely one of the most sort of up for it, competitive, people that we certainly are lucky enough to work with. But how do you maintain that level of competitive drive and motivation at the moment when the closest race keeps getting pushed further and further away, really, at the moment?
So I do have that tendency to kind of overdo things. So before, when we knew that we were going to have, and this is quite rare for us, having a big block where we're staying in the same place and we have no races or anything, we kind of sat down and thought, okay, how are you not going to overdo it? Because I could just go a blow, which has been a bit of a detriment. And the plan was to have 3 weeks hard and 1 week easy, 1 week steady. And that's worked quite well. And I think within that, you kind of find a bit of a routine and a pattern. And say your week 1 and your week 3, maybe 2 of your key sessions from week 1, you'll then try and just up, whether it be that little bit more of an incline on a hill rep session or a little bit faster in pace, or hold those watts for a little bit longer, or do 10 watts more on an effort. You kind of, repeating sessions, but just having a little bit of a twist on them. I think that's kind of a goal within a goal of, being competitive with myself. And also meeting up with people, like we'll do a Alp to Zwift race, or just fun things within it, making it competitive and keeping in contact with people. I think it's been a good one, and always having a fresh playlist. Like my music is always changing. I could run on the treadmill for hours, I think. I'm definitely a big one on that. Spotify has been an absolute brilliant thing, because it gets quite good at generating some quite cool playlists for you if you listen to the right sort of stuff. What kind of stuff do you listen to when you're going? Is it all sorts of genres? Such a mix. I kind of like a bit of everything. I just discover different, like Arizona at the moment are my probably most favorite band. I listen to their albums and stuff. But I do love, and then like throwing it back to some old tunes that every single word to. That's fun ones.
It definitely gives you a little bit of an extra kick. I've used it when I'm on a long run sometimes, and the right track kicks in when you're flagging a bit on the way home. It can lift you up quite a bit.
Yeah, really so.
Good stuff. We were chatting earlier before we started recording that one of our other PH ambassadors, Ailish McColgan, who's a track runner, still a track runner. You used to be a track runner, and I didn't realise until recently that you actually trained and raced with her a little bit. Can you tell us about that era, and specifically, I think, about the program that you're under with Dame Kelly Holmes?
Yeah, so we were both really lucky to have. So Kelly Holmes started a mentoring program, she called On Camp with Kelly. So like when I didn't make I made a qualification time for the Commonwealths in Delhi, and then didn't get to go. I was injured, and she took us out there to still experience the championships, so still get the experience without racing. And yeah, she had some great initiatives like that. So I kind of got to know Elise through, she was a little bit younger, but then we were still juniors. Yeah, we were still juniors together. And Liz, her mum, was our team manager. So we had some fun cross-country trips, and yeah, it's all kind of those good, as a young kid, like when you're going around the world, and so many athletes like find that transition, like they go through that uni period of junior to senior, and yeah, you don't see a lot of your friends like that you were in, because you're from all over the world. She was based in Scotland, and yeah, I think it's quite cool that we're both, I met her at Polar launch last year. I saw her again. So yeah, it's always good to catch up, and just, yeah, I always miss my running routes. I've really enjoyed doing some road running races back here. So
yes, I saw you've been stretching your legs in a few of those. Posted some pretty decent times. Is the standard pretty good as well to push you?
Yeah, the standard is crazy high, and just the race starts. I would say the road races here are like Zwift races. Like you have to get your legs moving, otherwise you're just going to get them, because there's so many people as well. But yeah, the vibe is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, good stuff. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with return to racing and that kind of thing. But what's your thought process as of right here, right now, as to when you might be able to stretch your legs in a proper event, and where do you think that might be?
Yeah, so I put my name down for in October. There's the World Duathlon Long Distance Championships. So scenario, if we don't get in the pool anytime soon, we're hoping that we will. So yeah, if all being well, we hope to travel across to America maybe July time. Start our season kind of Boulder in August, and then head over to Europe, because you can see the races are so packed now in that kind of September, October. Just pretty much race every other weekend, and just get the races in now, because I'm in good leg shape. I need to get my arms back, but I'm definitely ready to do some duathlons and run races.
Do you think that packed racing schedule might suit someone like yourself? Because you've typically, from what I can tell, have tended to pack the races in anyway, so that's nothing unusual for you, whereas other athletes race a little bit less frequently.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, like if you're looking at kind of where some of the races are, and they're literally like there's an hour flight, and it's the travel, I think, that's more of the killer. Like my body's pretty fast, so yeah, I think that definitely we can be quite ambitious with our second half of the year if things go to plan.
I think you're 100% right about the travel being the killer, because I obviously travel quite a bit with work under the normal scheme of things, and I've been monitoring for over a year now. I've been monitoring my heart rate variability just as a marker of kind of stress and health and that sort of thing. And this period of the last 10 weeks or so, when I've been at home, I haven't traveled anywhere at all, unless there was definitely a bit of stress in there early on when it was very stressful for business and we were trying to figure out what was happening, and I wasn't sleeping so well. But actually, in general now, I've hit the biggest, highest kind of plateau and stability in that heart rate variability I've seen for a very long time. And I put that down to, I think, the lack of travel is a huge component of that. That plus the sort of stability and routine of lifestyle, because I've not had that for a lot of years, and I know that athletes often don't have that, because Yeah, because you're always here, there, everywhere, prepping, covering, traveling. It's quite wearing. And Sarah Crowley, who I know we work with, actually said she felt that this period, although she was going to miss a load of races, might actually give her more years on the back end of her career because of this ability to recover. So what have you taken away from this whole period that's been the most positive, do you think, in that
Yeah,
vein?
definitely. And I think it's yeah, I totally agree with the recovery and with the, just for me, the ability to say no to a race is pretty tough. I think having that discipline to actually sit out a block and say, okay, we're staying in this one place for this amount of time. Like, I can't remember when I last did this long in one place. And like you say, I think the travel is the kind of the body is so smart and so clever, and when it gets into that nice rhythm and routine, you find, like, I've had some of my best sessions here, and I think I put it down to literally just because you don't have the other stresses of life, like your body finds itself in that pattern. And I think, that's a positive to take away. And we've been a lot more, because we're always on the road, and I probably haven't been the best at keeping in contact with people when we're traveling and things. But I think now, because so many people are in the same situation, like we've had massive Zoom family calls, and I almost feel like I'm getting more connected with people, just because almost the athlete life is becoming a bit more norm for everybody. Like, often you're very much in this like one place, and you're far away from everything. I think that's kind of, we're very good at distancing ourselves as athletes, and as the world is coming together more online, I think that's definitely been a good thing.
Yeah, good stuff. One thing I'm curious about is in lockdown, because it happened so fast and obviously didn't have a chance to prepare. Is there anything that you think, damn, I should have got hold of that before we got trapped away in isolation?
Yes, I thought that hair ties were an essential item, but they're not. I took them to each time I went to different supermarkets to try, and because they have like the tape on what they didn't think was essential, and I take them to the counter and they'd be like, no, sorry. So I was like doing elastic bands to the end, because I always snap them. I always do my hair too tight and snap them. So I would have stocked up on hair bands.
Yeah, and what did you have that you thought that was in the house or in your training armory or whatever that you thought would be really useful that hasn't been useful at all?
Probably the heaviest, we went and like stashed up on gym supplies, and probably the heaviest weight I don't think we've used. We've been doing all the little light, like body pump ones. So well, can go back.
Just using it to hold the door of the garage open to get some airflow in sessions. Yeah, awesome. Well, it's good to hear you in great spirits and in good shape as well. We always, I mean, whenever you're racing, our money's always on you anyway, because we know what you race like. But we can't wait to see you back in action. Yeah. So fingers crossed it won't be too long now. But in the meantime, good luck from everyone at PH, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much. It's been great to chat to you.
Yeah, love to see you, Emma. See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers.